Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Skol Chat. This is the divisional playoff breakdown of the Minnesota Vikings versus the New Orleans Saints game. It's on at 3:40 Central Time on Sunday afternoon. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty worried about this game all week, Anxiety's been up about it because the Saints are a good football team. A lot of Saints fans have been drilling me in the comments on my videos, but the Saints are a great team. They really are a great team. I have a lot of respect for what the Saints have done this year. And I'll explain that in this video, breaking this down completely and leading up to my final score prediction. Whether or not that bodes well for the Vikings or not, I guess we'll find out. I want to start with three matchups for each team that I find favorable. And for the Vikings, number one is Xavier Rhodes versus Michael Thomas. Don't get me wrong, Michael Thomas is a good wide receiver, but Xavier Rhodes is top three corner, and I feel like Xavier Rhodes is going to knock Michael Thomas out of this game. And I don't think Michael Thomas is going to be a factor whatsoever. The Saints are going to have to beat us with Kamara and other people because roads are closed, and I think it's going to be that way. The next is, Jet McKinnon versus the Saints linebackers. The Saints linebackers have been known for being kind of slow. Not saying that they're bad, but I feel like that's an opportunity that the Vikings can take advantage of, almost like Christian McCaffrey, like he did to them last week. I feel like Jet can do that if the Vikings choose to get him involved this week. Past couple weeks, we haven't seen much of Jet, and I feel like he's a perfect counterbalance to Latavius, pounding it up in there, one cut, and he's gone. Jet can make those jump cuts and make people miss. It's what makes him exciting. Makes him exciting to watch. The third matchup is the Vikings D-line versus the Saints offensive line. I realize the Vikings haven't popped up a lot of sacks lately, but that's okay. The Saints offensive line, they lost Pete, and I think that's really going to hurt them. I really do. I think that the Vikings are going to be able to rush 4 and get pressure on Breeze. I think they can drop 7 in coverage and go from there. Now moving on to 3 matchups that favor the Saints. Kamara versus Kendricks. Flat out, I love Eric Kendricks, great middle linebacker. But if he's one-on-one with Alvin Kamara, we have problems. Okay? I will take Barr on Kamara. I do not like Kendricks on Kamara. I think the Saints are going to try to put Kamara in positions to where Kendricks is going to have to guard him. And I think we could be in real trouble if they do that a lot. Next one is Cam Jordan versus whoever's starting at tackle, Remmers or Hill. Either one, I think they're going to struggle. Cam Jordan is an absolute monster on the outside. A lot of respect for Cam Jordan. Third and last but not least, Lattimore. Defensive Rookie of the Year, hands down. Already a lockdown corner. Whether he's on Diggs or Thielen, I feel like it's going to be Diggs because I feel like they're going to move Thielen inside and they're going to move him around a lot. So unless they move Lattimore to a slot, which I doubt they'll do, I feel like it's going to be on Diggs most of the game. So that's on Adam Thielen to have a big game. And I think Jarius Wright is going to have to come up big in this game as well. He'll basically supplement what Diggs would do. But, those are 3 matchups where I think the Saints have an edge on us. A couple more that I could list, but I wanted to keep it short and sweet for that one. And, 3 keys to the game. Just like I did last week. I'm going to do it every game. 3 Vikings keys. We got to make Breeze uncomfortable. We do. But we have to make him uncomfortable with 4 guys. No more. The occasional A-gap blitz is great. Occasional third down blitz, good. But mostly I think that we really need to keep it to 4-man rushes. No more. And 5-man rushes are just pointless. Don't even bother. Number 2, we need to hold them to field goals in the red zone. We've been pretty good about that the past couple weeks. We haven't played the greatest competition, but as they say, you play who's on your schedule. It's just the way it goes. If we hold them to field goals in the red zone, we have a really good chance of winning this game. If we can hold them to 3 field goals and we get 2 touchdowns, we win the game. That's the way it goes. That's a huge swing. Even 2 field goals would be great. but we need to hold them to field goals. Bouncing off that, we need to score at least 20 points to be safe. I don't like the thoughts of having another 14-7 game like the Falcons game. I think the Saints present a lot more matchup problems for us than the Falcons. And honestly, right now, this is like the NFC Championship in my mind. Whoever wins this game is going to go on and play in the Super Bowl. Because next week, whoever they play, I just don't think the Falcons or the Eagles have the manpower to match either of these teams. So whether the Saints win or we win, this is going to be the team that goes to the Super Bowl. I really believe that. 3 things that will ruin the Vikings if they don't get it right. Saints ground game. Saints ground game is really powerful. If it gets going, if the Saints run for about 150 yards on us, it's over. We got to keep them under 100. If we keep them under 100, I really like our chances. If not, it's not going to be pretty. But I trust our defense to get that job done because they haven't been gashed dramatically except for the Carolina game off those 2 long runs. But I think if we contain the Saints ground game, we can go places. A big problem for me that scares me is that we may not be able to beat man coverage. Thielen and Diggs are amazing. I think they're one of the top 3 combinations in the league. But all that said, these corners are good. They're really good. And if we can't beat man coverage, we'll be in trouble. Because we just got to make plays on the outside. That's all I can say about that. And number 3, we cannot afford any more special teams lapses. These trick plays that the Bears pulled out on us, it shows that we were a bit vulnerable. So if the Saints decide to pull one of those trick plays on us on special teams, that can be a huge momentum swinger. Like, let's say the Saints go down and all of a sudden they score a touchdown. Then they pull one of their onside kicks like they did in the Super Bowl. They get the ball back, and all of a sudden all the momentum's on their side, and we are in deep trouble. We can't afford those special teams lapses. We can't afford any lapses on any side of the ball. But special teams especially, that's where I think a big difference in this game will come. Some other random notes about, not that I look too much into this, but Breeze is 1-4 on the road in the playoffs. And the only team that he did beat was Nick Foles led Eagles, and that's a whole other story. I think we can take advantage of that. Us being at home, I've seen a lot of, Drew Brees and the Saints are used to playing on turf. Well, that's great, but this is our turf. This is our stadium. This isn't the Superdome where it's going to be really quiet when you're on offense. Drew Brees isn't going to be able to communicate with his offense at all. He's going to have to go full silent count because he will not be able to hear himself think whatsoever. That stadium will be rocking from beginning to end. And Breeze is going to have to not only beat the Vikings defense, but the Vikings fans, because they're going to be all over them all day long. The Saints are an incredible team. I've taken a lot of heat this week about the Saints. And I get it. They are a really good team, but so are we. I really feel like we are a really good team. These are 2 very good teams. It's why they're in the playoffs. It's why they're where they're at this point in the season. But the Saints are good, and they scare me. They really do. They've got a very good team. Breeze didn't have to do much this year. Yeah, and that's not. I don't mean that as a diss. I really don't. The fact that their running game did so well, it meant that Breeze didn't have to shoulder the load. And I think he liked that because now in the playoffs, it's kind of like, okay, guys, if the running game isn't there, I know that I can carry us. I know that I can take us there because I've done it before. But if the running game is there, great, because that makes it easier on him. Less stress on him. Now over to us. Keenum just has to play within the game plan. He can't go rogue. He hasn't gone rogue except for a little bit in the Washington game. You can see he got a little trigger happy there. But yeah, as long as Keenum stays within the game plan, I think he'll be fine. He doesn't turn the ball over. We don't turn the ball over in general. We can't turn the ball over on Sunday, or else we will lose. You see what happened in the Carolina game. We turned the ball over 3 times. We lost the game. It's just the way it goes. It's basic football concept. You turn the ball over, you don't win. Favorite matchup of the game, though, is Drew Brees versus Harrison Smith. These two guys are equal in my mind. I know Drew Brees has won a Super Bowl, but Harrison Smith is the best safety in the NFL. I think he's the smartest safety in the NFL, and I think he has the best instincts. So seeing these two go matching wits, I think it'll be a fun thing to watch for all the fans out there. And I think this game is going to be great. This is going to be a really good playoff game. You know, everyone calls this the best weekend of football the whole year. And I'm really looking forward to watching all the games, especially this one. You know, I'm nervous, you know. As a Vikings fan, we have rights to be nervous because of what happened to us in the past. It has nothing to do with the 09 game. I'm talking about just in general, all the stuff this team has done to really let us down over the years. But we're still here. We're still cheering them on. And I got a good feeling about this team. All right. So, final score prediction. I know might take some flack over it. But my final score prediction is the New Orleans Saints 17, the Minnesota Vikings 23. Minnesota 23, New Orleans 17. I think the Vikings will pull it out. I think it's going to be real close. I think Brees may be under pressure. And I think that could be the difference in the game is if we can pressure him and if we keep him on his side of the field. I don't care if we pump from the 50 3 times, but if we pin them down inside their 20-yard line, I like our chances because not many teams can go 10, 12 plays on the Vikings defense and score. It just doesn't happen that often. And if that's how the Saints play, they could be in trouble. Now, on the flip side, the Vikings could be in trouble if they don't get the running game going. Because Keenum thrives off of the play-action bootlegs. I love seeing him on the move. When he's stationary in the pocket, it can get kind of scary. I almost feel like he lacks a little bit of confidence there. But if the Vikings don't get that run game going, it could be a long day. Get a quick start, get a quick score, and who knows where this game will take us. And other game predictions, I fully expect the Patriots to beat the Titans. The Jaguars could upset the Steelers, but not really banking on it. I think Big Ben really wants one more ring. And then I think Atlanta is going to go into Philadelphia and win. It's going to be closer than people think just because Philadelphia's defense is decent. They have weaknesses that are very easy to see. But I think Atlanta does enough to go in there to win, to move on next week, come up to the House of Pain to play the Vikings. And so there you have it, guys. You know, that's my breakdown. Please let me know what you guys think. Give me your opinions. Give me your score predictions in the comment section below. Vikings fans, Saints fans, if you disagree, tell me. Let me know what you guys think. Give me some matchups that you guys think are going to be big, what the Vikings have to do, what the Saints have to do, and any of the other games too. Let me know. I want to hear what you guys think. Thanks for watching, everybody. That was another episode of Skol Chat, and I will talk to you guys on Sunday after the game. Bye, guys.